say today? Can digital design, artificial intelligence, digitalized supply chains, and smart manufacturing become the strategy, right? Why we say it's a big, why we put a question, no? And we mentioned all these great technological pieces of the puzzle. Now, this is a map that, well, made somehow by myself, but I mean, it's a shared knowledge, and also on some other events, the experts agree that this is our roadmap, let me say. What I particularly want to stress your attention here is that, well, this is how we seen the roadmap in the previous age, basically, in the era of pre-COVID. It was 2020 over, but still it was like a different world. Now, what we mean by transformation roadmap? No, surely we start from digital design and prototyping, and here, we have some fantastic tools to design products. Now, like maybe the most known and also participated in these conferences, Roman Scott, or there are other great solutions. Then we have a very important problem of prototyping, digital sampling, and now finally the tools enable us to use generative design techniques. Then when we speak about retail, which is very important because without consumers, there is no rest of the business. Now, so we need to involve consumers into the process, and digitalization allows us to bring in digitalization, and well, then after digital transformation, I will be talking later about the differences, helps us bring in all these new assets and new ways to work towards consumers, so in the retail, and bring back the results. So it's also very affected direction. But then we pass finally to the core, manufacturing, smart manufacturing and automation. So we spoke about digital manufacturing and the new method for production and so on for ages, let me say. New machines, new methods to organize smart factory, basically any factory, even without cool machines like robots, can be smart, well, if it's well organized. But now something is changing. We will see. I mean, everybody knows the situation well, but I will stress your attention to some important points from my point of view, that of a person who works in the industry and helps other companies to overpass this very complicated period. Then next, we have a huge opportunity that is the next, maybe just the next after this period. It is about big data, AI, circularity, new understanding of sustainability. Well, that's the time is now. I'm totally sure we can restart from zero, but just now there is another a bit bigger problem, is really how to restart operatively. So that when the collections, when everything is changing. So let me say that sustainability is a super important topic, and especially now when we can restart. But first, probably we need to understand how to be ready to follow the market in this period of recovery when nobody knows really what happens tomorrow, not really tomorrow. And then finally, we have a last box of the whole digital supply. Well, the networks were interconnected in some way. Now we have power to call it the old way. This old way is not going to work anymore. The world cannot be connected like it was in an analogic way. Really, we speak about digital tools, but our supply chains were analogic. Now we speak about a full translation of the digital supply, of the supply chains, of the relationship between partners and companies in a totally new way. So this is the roadmap, and everybody, I think, agree that these are the things, great things that will help the industry. But what is different? That before the crisis, we were talking about this like, well, nice to have, like an opportunity, especially dedicated to big companies, like leaders are already here, there. We may say the index of transformation. Well, the most companies were still not sure if to adopt or not the design tools. I'm not talking about all the rest. No, in many companies still do design and prototypes like in a Stone Age. Well, just a few words. We about the terms. We consider 3 levels of interaction of digital into our daily operations. With in the business. So the first level is digitation. It's basically creation of digital assets. So we translate into digital the things, objects, their attributes, so we create data. This is digitation. Then we spoke about digitalization. Digitalization is related to the processes. We change the processes, but still each process by itself. Now we digitalize it, we make them nice to work, well, more performative and some other characteristics we will consider later, but still they are separated processes. And after all, the last level of well, that is, you know, the pyramid, the top of the pyramid is the digital transformation itself. Is the idea behind it is that when we are at that level of digitalization and digitation, that we can introduce new ways of working for business, new operations, new business models, new interactions between the partners in the value chain and so on. So we speak about transforming our businesses. And now, because of this crazy crisis and absolutely not clear strategy how to come out from this situation. So it's not clear for nobody. We can only guess. We want to be prepared. We want to try it, but you know, nobody can see what happens in 5 months to say like, you know, that was the most clever strategy, because it's made of waves and the whole world is basically disconnected now. So digital transformation, it look at the most complicated part and really like the final argument, final arrival point for those companies which are really innovative. And now the paradox is that we say that this is probably the only way to get ready now for the new reality, because it's very cruel, it's very complicated. Still, this is my favorite slide. No, I used it the last year as well. Sorry for those who've seen it, but I think it's very strong. So we are talking about this transformation on different levels now of digital transformation. We talk about so many digital tools and so on, but at the same time, we're really in the footwear, in respect of, for example, apparel, we really live in the Stone Age. We produce 60 million of samples a year, and it becomes an economy by itself. It's like a new sector. Now, so we speak about tools, but at the same time, we produce one sample for every 400 pair of shoes. That's crazy. Samples are not our products. It's not the goal. So this is probably the most inefficient part of our pipeline. And I just want to stress that, guys, we were here, ready for transformation, ready for beautiful talks about 5 areas and so on, but still making 60 millions of pairs of samples a year. That's crazy. So what happens now? We live the post-COVID era. We will start living. No, some our friends in China, they already started and they seen it how it's cruel. In Europe, we are just starting now. In the US, they are preparing, but it is really like a new era. What is broken? Everything is broken. Now it happened in 3 months. Though the change, the impact that we've seen in these 3 months is so strong, like maybe few years of an economic crisis, things like that, but many years. Now I'm here, it happened in just three months. Now, so in our fashion industry in general, independently from the specialization, footwear, leather goods, apparel, textile, whatever, we've seen everything cancel it, no, on the level of consumer and brands, so from fashion shows to contracts. You know, the entire brand headquarters are in quarantine. They don't develop new collections. Many of them, well, somebody works, especially those who have already digitized the process of developing samples. Those works, others, they're blocked. They cannot develop even prototypes. We've seen the disruption in the worst sense of this word of the supply chains, when and companies are unable to deliver. Others are able, but there is nobody to get it. So, you know, the whole chain is well, that's broken. And basically the supply chain, yeah, that's the main victim of the process, no? So in the old style supply chains in different specialization of the fashion industry is not going to work for the next months, maybe until the end of the year. And this is exactly the time when we have to restart, we say. But supply chains don't work anymore. Desynchronized. Somebody's already on the level 5, other is on the level 0, some others on the level under 5, you know. And well, logically, what the conclusion is that if we had digitalized it just a bit before, if we had at least 30% of the whole chain digitalized, we would not lose it completely in this way. We would have some disasters, but much less. So automation and digitalization from design to manufacturing, and especially the final part, well, now we say about we need to start to produce, get ready to produce, but in a totally different way. It's not anymore about efficiency. Well, let me go next. It's not anymore about the cost saving. It's about flexibility and be ready to produce completely different items. Nobody knows how long, which collections, how many pairs to order. There is no that crazy planning like before. Now, especially during the period of crisis, planning will be very short term. And then hopefully, I really hope I'm one of those who always thinking positively. We believe that I mean, me, myself, and some other positively thinking experts, we believe that from 2021, there will be a totally new approach in our sector. We're not going to produce anymore 10 times more than we need. We will pass more to some prediction, some more ground-based planning. But this is something that we'll see behind. Very interesting survey I seen on the Footwear News magazine just recently. Look, 42% of companies are thinking to diversify their supply chains. On top of it, 39, so again, 40 and 40 means 80, almost everything, shorten the supply chains. So they were too long, too complicated. So we change it and we make it shorter. And only 19% of companies believe that everything remains like before. Maybe those that still didn't understand how complicated is the situation. So these numbers demonstrate that the companies are ready on the level of mentally, they are ready. Then this was just a few days ago. No, I don't know if you've seen this message. For me, the world's largest footwear factory in Vietnam, but I don't give the names, but everybody knows who we're talking about, was closed. And the reason, again, is control of the coronavirus. So how the hell we can implement the social distancing and all these required procedures to guarantee the health environment and, at the same time, the quality standards, and especially in this crazy period of recovery? I don't know. So these big factories probably a trouble. So being big right in this moment, it doesn't mean being strong. Well, still, I hope that they will recover very quickly, find a way. I wish them all the luck. At the same time, almost the same days, I've seen these other articles on the New York Times. The title is great. Robots welcome to take over. That's a bit crazy. But for me, it was really interesting because I live in Italy now since recently with Icol group. I dedicate all my time to the area of smart manufacturing with robots, with AI, artificial intelligence, digital twins, and robots. And I remember just 3 months ago, we were talking with some top companies here in Europe, and still, the argument of replacing people with robots, which is antisocial, and that is, well, not the way, at least not for Italy. Many people say we need to protect our jobs and so on. So what we're gonna say now? No, because we can protect humans, but then at the end, those humans will have nothing to wear and nothing to eat if the factories won't work. So let's rethink this concept. It's very important to be socially oriented, but we need to make things working. Okay, so what is the future of manufacturing? How we can make it really intelligent? Well, Industry 4.0, which is, not new, it existed. And even before the crisis, well, now we say that digital transformation basically can help us, and it has multiply benefits. Now we see, I don't want to speak about the numbers, you see my screen now, but we have a serious reduction in machine downtime, because in a digitalized environment, we have a lot of reduced machine downtime and a very flexible process. We have improvements in productivity and increase in throughput and decrease of quality cost. These were known things. And in the current situation, what is new? Well, I will see it later. Digital twins, and product data digitalization. This, I will leave this argument because it's a very beautiful argument by itself, and especially for myself, I'm specialized later exactly on this argument, creating digital twins and integrating the process of digital twin into the full chain, from design to manufacturing and quality control. So I start from end, but it's so complicated. So today we just mention it. And it's not 3D version of the product. Digital twin is a complete knowledge about the product, up to how to produce it, up to even when it's done, how it looks like, how it is different from the ideal version if it has some anomalies and some defects and so on and so on. And so this will be one of the arguments we dedicate to attention during the executive summit itself. For now, I just mentioned it. Digital twin will be the glue which brings all things together. If every part of the chain will work to synchronize its knowledge, get it and put it with digital twins, that's the easiest way, the best way to make work in the whole chain. Then again, also here, cloud computing, AI, and big data, other three very important technology directions, which today we won't go deeply, but you understand that cloud computing gets that power to remotely interact with anybody, with anything intelligent. AI helps us automating a lot of routing procedures and make us much smarter. And big data is the new oil, is that it is basically the cache, for the digital cache of digitalization process, and we still need to invent how to monetize it, but for now we use it at least as a knowledge, as a real knowledge from what is going to what happens inside these digital environments, and we can tune it and reset up it and optimize it. Well, so going strictly to our argument, now, at least for next month and probably for the whole year, nobody knows about second wave in general. What is the situation now with this, with the viruses, or well, these social problems, healthcare problems, apart from the known advantages, not that they also mentioned, but everybody agree, is minimizing errors and waste. No, automation, digitalization, and AI can help us maintaining social distance. So we can organize the work. We can plug humans in between of the automated procedures and tools. And so we can do it. It has to be intelligent. Now it's time to test it, but there is a way to do it. So social distancing is very important. It's very important requirement for the future of manufacturing. Very complicated to do, to implement for the factories. Not like we have seen just recently, that those big and one time very important and very reliable, but now who knows? No. So things, intelligent things, industrial Internet of Things. We speak about machines, and especially the new generation of machines, which are robots, which then I pass them, and they are my best argument. They are connected. So we speak about connected factories, connected things in the factory. So every single object, intelligent object, a machine, a tool, whatever, in a factory will be connected. It will communicate its state, it will receive the orders, it will receive the data, will synchronize, it works with other things, and also humans. So any human operation is part of this flow. You just get your data, you know what you need to do, and how your contribution influence the whole process. So everything becomes interconnected. It's a must-have. Otherwise, the factories cannot be intelligent, and especially you will not be able to connect and so to supervise them remotely. So this is basically, this image is really beautiful when it looks like from the future, but probably just in a couple of years, the supply chain of at least of those important companies that have money to invest, because sure, we understand that all technological upgrade is somehow requires money. It's very difficult to do it for free. I mean, just with intelligent. So we speak about, this is the new way to, well, futuristic way, that forget about image, to interact with their factory. So we have cloud computing that can guarantee the remote access, and think of that if the factories were just working during this period, and the engineers, those intelligent supervisor humans would connect to it and verify the state of every machine, and when then again we speak about the big data that is by itself becoming a very important market. No, we just open it. So every machine is doing something, every tool, every design piece, and especially about digital twins. You think how digital twins will gather the information about the advance of the production, about the variations of this product, how some products are similar to each other, and so on. So big data will create a totally new market after the digitalization starts, and this brings a lot of information, a lot of advantages also back to the brands, to the design process, to the retail process. So everything can be optimized from top down, bottom up, and all the directions, but we need to finally connect them. No? And this is the most interesting argument. So robotic process automation, which is not new. No, we speak about robotics, RPI for quite a lot of time, but now it is time when RPI will be powered by AI. So it's intelligent, and well, the simplest way, type of AI, which is just machine learning. You can just teach a machine, make it more intelligent through machine vision, through sensors and control of operations and things like that. So we speak about a new era of robotic process automation, which is intelligent or cognitive automation. It's not anymore programming robots to do something, those which was replacing humans. Yes. Now we speak about intelligent RPI. So they are probably, for sure, they are replacing somebody, but they with a much higher level of efficiency in every sense, because they become the intelligence by themselves. And so the robots, the new way, the new machines, no, the new heroes on the manufacturing flow are those which we call native robots. So it's not those machines which only guarantee the productivity and well, speed and so on, but totally intelligent machines which can collaborate with other machines, receive digital orders and information and so on. So basically, for me, I personally like to call it the new era of automation with native robotics. No. And so here with these robots, surely we can speak about remote decision making, no? And so, well, that sounds like a joke, but like a bad joke, black joke. But well, robots won't get, we don't have a risk of infection, right? So I think of these intelligent machines would be working. We would collaborate from homes like we do I work in research and development. So for me, it's kind of easy. We stay at homes, we just connect, we develop software, we discuss products and so on, and we go on. But if we could communicate in the same way with our supply chain and factory, that would be simply fantastic. And now finally, let me show in some examples, some products of some experience from the company that I am associated, this Icol group. Our motto is smart robo factories. So again, smart from our point of view is only when it's totally automated and intelligent, when the automation is intelligent. It's not stupid. It's not just machines replacing people, being firstly tools, but then replacing other operators and so on. But it's totally smart, so it brings a lot of advantages with every single let's say it's a replacement anyway, because it's true, and especially digital ecosystems. So ecosystems of intelligent machines, ecosystems of intelligent partners, and that is what we do, and I'm personally very deeply involved in. So the mission of the group is to create innovative high-tech, so we like to call it high-tech approach for factory floor automation, and develop an AI-based industrial automation, okay, to make everybody, more more agile, are things flexible. As you see on this map, we basically, our brains come from the post-Soviet Union territory, and but the company is European company, headquarters in Barcelona, and now in Milan there is where is myself like a general manager and head of AI R&D. We have an R&D center and also a European business development center. And right at this moment, company is fulfilling one very, very important and serious project on robotization of the footwear and leather good part of business of a brand called Belvest, which is from Belarus. Maybe many people never heard about it. I recommend you to verify what is it, because just in 1 month there will be some news about a finished deployment of all the robotic tools that makes an upgrade to a factory and maintain the old factory on one side and a totally new factory on another side, with a goal to almost double production, but especially to make it super flexible. And this company works, as I said before, so we have a direction Factory 4.0, a solution for integrated production, robotization, and all unique proprietary technologies. Now we develop software and start to end. Then we work on digital ecosystems. Also we have Logistics 4.0. So again, robotization and automation of the full process. Then going ahead. From my point of view, and then the company, what was exactly that the company resolved it greatly. The two challenges in our sector was, the first one is the analysis of the leather. No? Think of textile and apparel industry, it's much more easy for them. They have just the methods of textile that has sometimes some defects and some other problems, but in respect of leathers, it's nothing. No, here for us, we have every new material is completely different, and there were so many efforts spent and dedicated to the fact to understand how to identify the defects and prepare the material for future for the future elaboration. So we resolved this problem. We introduced a process and tool for scanning, complete creation of digital twin of a piece of leather, scanning and automated, totally automated with AI defects identification, and quality zones and color zones analysis. So after every single piece is scanned, it's stored in digital and the memory, and you can simulate right on it, and you know how it's made. This opens totally new scenarios, but we will talk during the forum itself. What is the future of leather industry from this point of view? So one thing is the scanning and the intelligent elaboration of the material itself, and another is parallelization of work. So think on the left, you can put the robots in pairs, you can create duplicate the pairs, you can create cells, dedicated cells, and where there is only one robot doing different operations, or there are more robots working together and having up to 200% of productivity, because they never cross each other. You know, robots, when they work together in parallel, they are not like two heads of a cutting machine where one is always breaking a path of another one. In the case of robots, they smoothly go in parallel. And well, let me show you this nice video so you will understand what level of technological advance we're talking about. So Uni, it's a universal robot. In our vision, it is one hero that can do up to dozens of operations just one by one. Then we created another version is Ring, where they are paired. This is highly productive installation. The two workers together, they can elaborate, re-elaborate, do preparation and marking and any other operations. The others do cutting, and then we have also pick and place, and then we have mobile robots which can bring materials and bring out the cut pieces, organized by batches or just for a single pair. Then this very interesting innovation, we created a robot, we called it Slider. When there are two floors, one floor can go to the side where humans do something, and on the other side there are the closed, isolated area when there are robots, and so they perform. And every time the two floors are changing, there is a rescanning of the contest, so we always see what happened, what was changing. And then finally we have a routing and gluing automation complex with a small with the mobile robots which bring and move throughout the installation. So all these operations are automated. And basically, okay, let me accelerate. I see that you're already ready for the Q&A part. I just want to say that this level of automation, which is very intelligent, and it's already implemented for three main areas. So cutting and part preparation, almost all operations can be automated in this smart way. It means you are ready to change every single pass of the equipment. You can elaborate a new order, basically new SKU, a new article. Then for upper and assembling, there is a batch of operations which are already automated and working with souls. Then those who are interested, I can give further details, and I also leave the presentation. And now very, very quickly summarizing. So the main challenge was materials inspection and defect detection. Basically, it is done, so it can be done. I mean, not only by us, I mean, in general, the state of the art of the industry. Then we have intelligent factory transport systems. So those guys can help those poor workers which need social distance. Then we have the robots are multifunctional in respect of machines. Every robot can do a lot of operations. It only depends on the tools. So look at the right. We have interchangeable tools. So a robot can pick up by itself automatically a new tool and do what it needs to do, and then to change it. That's open totally new scenarios. And then we can build a complete robotic lines, but by just putting them together in a line and dynamically reorder the flow of operations. Well, that's my summary. The automated, the real cool smart automation consists of these elements. So it's autonomous mobile robots for sure. It's material inspection and fully automated defect detection. Otherwise, we're in trouble and we cannot automate nothing. Multifunctional robots with interchangeable tools. Patterns cutting, fully automated. Better than any expert can do, I can bet. We can verify it with any company who wants to see it. Automated shoe part extraction, because this is also not serious, not for people to do this monkey job. Then automated routing process and gluing and dyeing and drying and activation. That's it. What I want to say is that Happy New Year. Basically, we've got a crisis, but at the same time, we've got an opportunity. And since this year was the year of steel digital red, I would say this is our robot. This is our saver. Probably one of few strategies which can really pull us out from this situation. Happy New Year, and feel free interacting. Here is my WeChat code, and I will be happy to make new friends and continue this exploration together later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew. Hey, Eddie, do we have any questions that we want to ask Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew, we received some questions. The first one is from Tiago. Hello, Tiago. The question is, are there any factories closing down in China because of the COVID-19?
May you repeat it?
Yeah.
There are some
factories.
factories.
Any factory closing down in China because of the pandemic?
Sure. Yeah, there are, of course.
Yeah. So we've got another question from Richard. How will digital twin technology be benefit from the development and installation of 5G throughout the future digital supply chain? And when will 5G be ready to join to the new supply chain?
Well, that's by itself a very big and important topic. No, I think it's not only about digital twin. Everybody and everything will benefit from 5G because it's it's a totally new world of speed and amount of data translation. So Internet of Things, and especially industrial Internet of Things, will benefit. So without 5G, I think that scenario that I showed, like being remote controlling factory, is not possible. No, think of every machine is an intelligent, every even module of a machine gets some data and transmits it and receive it, and well, so being honest, I think only with 5G we can develop that scenario. Otherwise, we only talk. So it will finally allow this great idea for industrial Internet of Things.
Mm. And the next question is, how do you compare Icol system with the Speed Factory of Adidas?
Well, that's question that is better to discuss with at least in a pair with an Adidas expert. No, so Adidas project had different objectives. Now they were testing something specific, and I think for me it it's not easy to say my opinion. Maybe one to one we can discuss. I think it's a great project, but probably they had different objectives. Not building an ideal process, an ideal infrastructure for manufacturing infrastructure. I think that smart manufacturing, it is more easy. It can be done in a much easier way. Now there are other tools, and smart is not only totally digital, and so well, it is their way. I think they have good vision, but I'm not sure that is the most effective way. Still, I mean, these are opinions, personal opinions.
We've got another question from Cecile. Hi, Cecile. Thank you for your question. How can we reduce sampling load using modern technologies?
Yeah, that's very good argument. Today, no, it was not the topic, but as I said, this is one of my specialization argument. We will discuss it during the executive summit, and so basically, well, in easy words, if you design a product in digital, you have it digitalized. No, and the samples are used to see the results of how an idea might look like. But if the idea is digitalized since the beginning, you will need samples only to verify the physical aspects of the product, but not the visual aspects anymore. No, so nobody says, especially I'm not that person that the professional who recommends to totally get rid of physical samples. I would say that we can drastically reduce them. Some companies doing like 200, 300, 500 a season. That's crazy. We can do 10, let me say, dozen of those. Only those that are not related to materials. No, when you only need to test the stability, to see really how it looks like, how it behaves in some specific situation, but not for creative, not for colors, materials, accessories. No, this can be fantastically automated and at a low cost, so you don't need to send a request to a far country or far region to say, please show me how it would look like. No, so you start from a CAD system, and then you pass to the sampling part, which can be automated. So we will discuss it not during the event. It even can help you with inventing new color combinations. If you would have a tool which does the job for you, no, it just shows you how it might look like. You will only decide, like say that these I like, I don't like, I like, I don't like, and everybody will be much happier. I just might say from my personal experience. No, we worked with a company which normally involves 12 weeks, even more, 14 weeks in developing a collection and produce 200 samples. And with passing to digital sampling process, they were able to decide about the new collection, all decisions up to colorways and accessories in just less than 10 days, and with 4 physical samples, only 4. And by the way, the samples we even didn't see, because the technical team and the technical design team we were working with just their creative ideas, creative sketches. We were digitalizing it, and in 10 days from the first digitalization to final decision of the colorways and accessories connection.
Yeah,
So
I think you answered the questions from Danny Lam. Here's a question of, is automation only possible for big MOQ?
for,
For
sorry,
big MOQ. I mean
MOQ.
for big quantity.
Oh, no, exactly. No, exactly, yeah. Let me say, before the crisis, everybody were talking about the automation for speed and well, some kind of efficiency, no? Now we talk about automation for flexibility and agility. The worst case scenario, which we, let's say, technical experts and companies are oriented, the worst case, in the sense the most complicated scenario, is to be able to produce one single pair at one pass. Then next one is a different SKU. So if we are oriented on that crazy scenario, which is, by the way, my personal opinion, the real future of the sector, but maybe not just now when I say it, and when we restart from the white page. But the new automation has to be ready for that. Now, the smallest batches possible, easy change from SKU to SKU. That's the goal, and that's where the effort comes. And you cannot do it just with machines. No, it's not about intelligent tools. It's not about intelligent people, very skilled operators. You really need digital twins. You need AI to help you, and you need the automation on a different level. But
So,
it can be done.
several questions about the garment and haute couture assembly line. We have a question whether IoT and robotics manufacturing is intended to be adaptable to wardrobe garments assembly line.
I think so. Yes, sure. Then, I mean, maybe here I don't have all the examples, but I could show you. I think that we are already on that level where, technically speaking, it is possible. Then, you know, the company, if any company has to decide to be first in every part of the process. No, what we do as a Icol group, and so our first pilot, it was our choice. So we selected those operations which are the main bottlenecks, and we automated those operations which other approaches cannot automate, no, because I mean with the old tools or intelligent machines, but still they require a lot of skills from operators and so on. We didn't do the whole, no. So in our experience, we come up to 50% of the footwear operations, which is quite a lot, no. Probably by the end of the year, half next year, we'll have. I mean, our dream is to arrive up to 70% of operations which can be robotized. No, it's not tools, it's full automation. And when the workloading is digital and AI is adjusting the operations between different nodes and different machines. But then, I mean, if any company has a specific vision, specific goals, we can talk. No, even, I mean, on the level of myself, I can probably show the examples and explain. But then if somebody really wants it, we can talk as a company, because in our case, we have 200 R&D staff engineers, and we are interested to develop, even together with other companies, leaders, specific operations which were probably not yet covered.
Yeah, so I believe we have the last question of today because time is running out. So
Yeah.
This question is from Mohammed. How can we map the physical materials like the footwear soles to the digitalization process?
The materials or the components,
How can
like
we
soles?
map the material to the process, to the digitalization process?
Yeah, material, the sole is one thing. Sole is just a component. Now you do modeling and it can be done. But material, I totally agree. It's a complicated part. No, and I didn't dedicate here any attention, but in the roadmap of the design transformation, I mentioned it. So materials digitalization is one of the most critical, I agree, it's one of the most critical part of the process. Today, there are tools to digitalize materials. So we can do it. There are even cheaper tools or very expensive but fantastic tools like the scanners from Pantone, from X-Rite company. You know, they create a real full digital twin of physical properties of materials. Then you can apply it in any environment, and it looks 100% exactly like the material. material. There are other tools which allow developing materials already in digital. So, I mean, this is a complicated direction by itself. We need to see the flows and the examples, but what I can say that it's all also done. No, and there is even a project with a much cheaper scanners and even open standard of material digitalization. And well, so those who are interested, we can then maybe discuss and also on WeChat directly. I will be very happy to share my vision on this part.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. We've got a lot of questions, but since we are running out of time, I think I will forward all the questions to you, and you can answer them by emails later after the webinars.
Great. Yeah, it is very useful for the footwear industry. And we know that it's just an introduction, and we can have more in-depth discussion during the GFES.
Exactly.
And if you are interested in Andrew's products and solutions, please visit the websites for more information, and we will upload this webinar to our APLF YouTube channel for your sharing as well.